I thought I would share a few things in my bedroom today that I have renovated over the years. And also I thought I would show you my favorite way to dress a bed. It is hot as Hades in Cleveland, Ohio. And so one of the things I thought I would do today is spend some time in my one of my air-conditioned rooms. I live in a 1920s house. It's not fully air conditioned. I just have a few units, which really does the job, honestly, for the few super hot days we have in Cleveland. But I thought I would take this time to both show you some of my things that I've renovated and also how I like to dress a bed. Hi, Cody Bear. That's the greatest cat in the world, in case you're wondering. Okay, so I'll just take a quick sweep around. Most things, honestly, in my house are either thrifted and renovated. Some things are even off the curb. A few things are from my father, who was an industrial arts teacher and woodworker. But one of the things I want to do is lighten the paint color of this room. I painted it kind of dark to match the wallpaper. So I'm gonna walk up and give you a view of the wallpaper. I bought this before I even had a house. It was on some incredible sale. I think it was originally like $100 or $200 a roll, and it was on sale for $3 or $4 at a wallpaper shop. And so I bought this years ago, and my beloved sister, who's great at hanging wallpaper, just did one wall for me, which is what I wanted, a highlight wall above my bed. I had the paint kind of matched to that, but the issue is it's pretty dark in this bedroom, no matter what time of day. So there's that. So one piece, actually both of these pieces. So the little red piece I have my makeup, most of my makeup in. Gosh, I may as well show you a few other things I've thrifted. So jewelry hangers. The eye is from a retail shop, I think TJ Maxx. It was dirt cheap, but the other piece is an old men's tie hanger, and I just decoupaged some beautiful Asian paper on top of it, and that's where I hang a lot of my necklaces. Then I have an old vintage piece above that. I have an old, this is like a metal, it's supposed to be a little bird cage. I have a lot of jewelry hanging from there. But the piece below, other cat, that is Perry. That little piece I have most of my makeup in, and then this old dresser, I think, and so that piece I think was gifted to me from a friend. It was free. And then the dresser, I think I paid 50 bucks for it on like Craigslist. It was really, really banged up. The finish was terrible, so I painted it black, and then I added the kind of studio dresser lights to it. That is where I sit and do my makeup some days, especially, sorry, when it's super duper hot. I can sit here and do that. That is where, that's an old frame I got, like, I think on the side of the road, that I have most of my jewelry hung on. And then my scarves are on the back of my door. This dresser piece, I think was, gosh, maybe 50 bucks at an antique store. Just added some handles. This old bed was white. Back in the 80s when I was growing up, 70s and 80s, metal beds were really a big deal. A lot of people were painting them white. My intention, I bought this white and I was going to actually paint it red. I love like that kind of like bright Chinese red. But I didn't realize I bought the wrong paint, and I was only like, I don't know, 18, 19 at the time. And so everything came off of it. And then I realized that there was this beautiful metal finish underneath. And so I basically stripped it, and then I just painted the basket. I think this bed was 70 bucks or something. My parents bought it for me when I was 17 or 18. Love this dragon piece. My friend who sold antiques said that this was from an old like a dragon dance festival or something. I love this thing. The red mirror my father made, it was kind of like an oak, and I honestly didn't love the color, so I painted it that red, and then I learned a technique of kind of how to age it. I used some black and gold paint to kind of give it some interesting finish. The big clawfoot table, something I'd actually like to spend a little more time and refinish. I found that on the side of the road that was free. The cabinet, this is what I have all my perfumes in, or most of my perfumes in, I should say. That was, I think, at a resale shop. It was marked down. I think it was considered a china cabinet from like, I think it was 100 or 200 to like $79. The bad thing about this piece is it is the toughest piece to move. Like, I had professional movers move me last time, and even those guys were like, oh my God, this almost killed us getting it up the steps, and it barely fits into a room. But it is amazing as far as, like, as you can see, it's lit from within, and I have my old vintage hat boxes on top. This piece was like a celery green. It was super, super 80s. Not in a bad way, just it didn't go with my room, and so I kind of just like whitewashed it a bit to give it more of a yellow blonde kind of feel, and then I highlighted areas in black and gold to kind of give it more of a chinoiserie feel. And then this old red cupboard was from the same resale shop. I think that was considered like a kitchen cupboard. It was like a butter yellow, and so I used the same antiquing kind of effect that I used on my mirror, and this is where I have a lot of my vintage handbags and hats. You can see I have hat boxes above this piece, and then I have hat boxes. I have some hats in there, and I have hat boxes below that piece. I have a few bottles of perfume and decants there. And then my mantle. So this is one of the reasons I'd like to lighten up the room. I actually have a color to complement the wallpaper that's kind of like between a terracotta and a mauve. Yeah, so that's the mantle. And then kind of moving around again. One of my favorite things to do that makes me feel like $1,000,000, makes me feel like I got my you-know-what together when I perhaps do not, is to change my bedding. Just, yeah, I don't know, all the women in my family, I feel like, taught me to make an interesting bed. And I love to mix prints. I love to do that in fashion, and I love to do it in my home as well. And so I just try to find, like in this case, pops of that, like, oh, hi, Cody. That Chinese red kind of coral, that like peacocky blue color, and then my dust ruffle is like, it's supposed to look like bamboo. As you can see, they're not all coordinates, but I kind of like doing it that way. I still feel like there are like common enough themes, and again, painted the basket at the end of this middle, this bed. Yeah, so I just love to try to I feel like many people during these COVID or post-COVID days, my life feels a little crazy. I'm trying to kind of get back on track with my health, but one of the ways I try to start to kind of feel centered or grounded is to make a room that I'm really happy in. My bedroom first, and it's also, again, where the air conditioning is, and to make a bed that I really love to get into. And one little thing, but kind of important, and a lesson I kind of relearned this week or a few weeks ago, I bought some new bedding, and I just bought a beautiful, I thought, set. It was like $60 or $80, really good price for a full set, sheets, comforter, everything, I think at TJ Maxx. And unfortunately, I didn't realize that it was synthetic, and maybe that'll be different in the winter, but I'm telling you, in this heat, oh my gosh, my body just reacted to it, like literally got a rash, but I mean, after washing and everything, but beyond that, it just seemed to hold heat. So I cannot say enough about like getting good cotton or linen, good thread count bedding. I am totally frugal. I still do that on the cheap often. I can find things at discount stores. Also, my sister used to own a home store, and so that was often a gift to me. But you can find bedding on the cheap, for real, that's still really good. So anyways, this is my way of mixing it up, and just thought I would share. Hope you're all having a good week in spite of life's challenges, and talk soon. Bye.